Hey guys, Navig19 here. So this video is all about Vandal Savage. I'm going to talk about his comic book history and how the show is going to approach it. The actor who's playing him is Casper Crump. He's not in anything really familiar. He's going to be in the Tarzan movie that's coming out next year with Margot Robbie and Samuel L. Jackson, so that's pretty cool. So in the comics, Vandal Savage came from prehistoric times. He was a caveman who came across a meteor. The radiation from the meteor gave him the gift of immortality, plus it made him really smart. He's often described as the first Cain, which is a biblical allusion to being the first murderer. Lex Luthor even called him the first cannibal. He's claimed to have ruled many civilizations as Alexander the Great, Julius Caesar, Blackbeard, and many more names. So pretty much anybody who's been pretty notorious in history. He's also worked with people like Napoleon Bonaparte, Adolf Hitler, you get the idea. He also formed organizations like the Secret Society of Supervillains, Injustice Society, Tartarus, and Demon's Knights. Now his powers include immortality, of course, genius-level intellect, superhuman strength, and he's a pretty good strategist. On the show, it seems like he's connected with Hawkman and Hawkgirl's origin. He comes from ancient Egypt and not the caveman era. We see the meteor in the promo, so they have that element in there. The comics never explained if the meteor was of alien origin. I don't think that Arrow is ready to do aliens, so he might be immortal because of a magical ritual or an nth metal, which plays a role in Hawkman and Hawkgirl's origin. Nth metal comes from the alien planet Thanagar. Like I said, Arrow and the Flash isn't ready to do aliens, so how I see them using nth metal is that it was an ancient metal in Egypt back then. I don't know what Savage wants with Hawkman and Hawkgirl. It could be a lover situation where Savage loved Hawkgirl first, however Hawkman came along and stole her from her. He's probably trying to find sources of nth metal, or maybe it could be that he's trying to stop the Legends of Tomorrow team from being formed. That seems like the least likely idea because he's pretty much going to have to kill Oliver, Barry, pretty much everybody. And the synopsis for the Flash episode states that Savage is hunting Hawkgirl down, so there's something special about her. As for anything else that could factor on Legends of Tomorrow, we could see Tartarus, Injustice Society, and Secret Society of Supervillains are like way too comic booky in terms of the name. You have a big group of supervillains forming together to fight the bad guys, and in the trailer, it just looks like he has like a military-like force on his side. Tartarus is also like Injustice Society and Secret Society. You have all these big supervillains coming together, but it doesn't sound like you have like that big group of supervillains fighting the good guys. He is going to be the big bad on Legends of Tomorrow, so at some point he has to be defeated. But how can you defeat an immortal? The Arrow version for the crossover states that Team Arrow comes up with a weapon to destroy Savage. I have no idea what they're going to do with that. It seems almost impossible to defeat Savage, but I think that they'll find a way to just neutralize him instead of destroy him, like the synopsis says. How Legends of Tomorrow is going to fight Savage is just go through different points in time to stop Vandal Savage from conquering the entire world. The only way to get rid of the big bad is to kill them in most cases. We've seen that on Arrow, we've seen it on the Flash last year. Because he's immortal, it seems like there's no way to stop him. The logical choice would be to go back in time and stop him from ever being born, but then you might cause something else that's really bad. Rip is just trying to step over a minefield carefully before he sets off a bunch of charges. So here are some comic book storylines that Vandal Savage shows up in. There's Green Lantern issue 10, that's when he first debuted in the comics. There's The Flash, issue 229, and the Demon Knight storyline. So that's it for this video, but here's my question for you guys. What are your thoughts on Vandal Savage? Just leave them down in the comments below. I think Savage will be like a purely evil villain. I don't think they're going to try to humanize him. Damien Darhk is characterized as the same way. And it's in his name, so I expect Savage to be a savage villain. Vandal Savage has come across every DC comic superhero at some point, but his biggest nemesis is Immortal Man. He was affected by the meteor that gave Savage immortality. He has a jewel from the meteor that gives him the ability to be reincarnated over time. He can also fly, and he has super strength. I don't think that we'll see Immortal Man. That could be like a season 2 thing. Hawkman and Hawkgirl sort of serve that purpose because they've been reincarnated over time as well. And since Savage is hunting Hawkgirl and Hawkman loves Hawkgirl, you could say that they're arch rivals of one another. So my next video will be about Hawkman and Hawkgirl, so be sure to subscribe for those. So, right now you can watch my breakdown for the Legends of Tomorrow trailer, and you can watch my preview video for the Arrow and Flash crossover. Remember, December 1st is the Flash version of the crossover, December 2nd is when the Arrow version of the crossover happens. Thank you so much for watching, bye.